Murray State took the first meeting this year between the two, 68-58. Starting lineup for the Racers, including Justin Seymour for a third straight game, giving a chance for G. McGee to come off the bench. As for Eastern Illinois, starting all three of their seniors tonight, Luke Norman, Luke Petrowski, and Trey Anderson, who has averaged 20 points per game in the last 5. And it has been quite a turnaround for EIU. Started 1-3 in conference, 4-12. But they have an opportunity to finish the OVC with a winning record at 9-7 if they can knock off Murray State tonight.
Talk about a change of pace. This Eastern Illinois team has made some tremendous strides the last 10 games, getting their act together defensively and less turnovers. And coach is really pleased with the way they've been playing. And here's the difference maker right here. Started off, Trey Anderson is a wild load. He's a hard person to defend. He creates stuff like that because the teams must double it.
Cornell Johnston, the 5'7" sophomore, last year led the OVC in three-point shooting, and in conference play, he's at almost 8 assists per game.
The biggest little guy on campus, Cornell Johnston.
Bryce Jones, Murray State's point guard. When we talked to Coach Matt McMahon earlier today, he said, look, he has got to be the guy for us. He cannot get in foul trouble because we don't have anybody behind him.
We don't. They don't at all. You know, very slim down there. And, you know, he's very important to this team's success. They don't play good basketball when he's not on the floor.
Petrowski, biggest man on the floor, to a cutting Anderson. And an early 4-0 lead for the Panthers.
You know, to watch that young man get the ball in the post and make a good pass like that was not playing early in the year. We came in here when the Eastern Illinois was first in East Kentucky, and that was kind of his coming out party for the season. Has been getting steady minutes ever since.
Wayne Langston, senior from Washington, D.C., settles for the 15-foot jumper. He can knock those down. Demetrius McReynolds away with the rebound.
That's size. That is size guarding him, ladies and gentlemen. That's 6'11" guarding lefty Wayne Langston. Force him to shoot a jump shot. If you're Eastern Illinois, you like that shot that Wayne Langston just took.
Anderson working on the block over his left shoulder. And Langston chases that rebound down. 6.5 a game, top 5 in the OVC.
Jason, we watched earlier as Murray State worked on the defense to Trey Anderson get the ball on the box. You know, let him take a couple of dribbles. As soon as he makes that first one, we're going to come double after that. We're going to see if he gets going early. Right there, he missed the shot with one-on-one with a Seymour guarding.
Damarcus Croaker knocks in a triple. Transfer out of Texas has not provided necessarily the scoring they thought he needed to, but he's started to settle into his role and do all the other things that coach has asked him to do, including play one of the best defensive guys that he's had on his roster.
Yes, he's a great defensive player, athlete, exceptional athlete, head above the rim type of athlete.
All of that for Coach Matt McMahon in his first year at Murray State. 15-12 this season. They are 9-5 in conference, and his Racers have won 7 of their last 9 ball games. But again, as we highlighted off the top, they have to win tonight. They have to beat Tennessee Martin on Saturday to get one of the top 2 seeds in the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. Otherwise, they're going to be playing on Wednesday and would have to win 4 games in 4 days to go to the NCAA tournament.
Very true. You know, it's a big difference between playing 2 games or playing 4 to try to get to the NCAA tournament. Murray State has been a good team in the last 3-4 years in this conference, looking to keep it going.
G. McGee checked in. He's at the top of the key. Gets the pass from Langston, and it's kicked out of bounds off Demetrius McReynolds. Jay Spoonhour in his 4th year. Really quite a turnaround, and it's a different type of personality when you're coming to Eastern Illinois practices. It was much more laid back today than when we saw them in early January because they had struggled, and now they're not struggling.
Yes. Now they're struggling. They're struggling no more. He came in. All he kept saying was focus. I need you to listen for a few minutes so we can hopefully get a win tonight.
That foul was just called on Wayne Langston away from the ball. Pushing on Luke Petrowski, who just checked out of the ball game. But, Mark, we've seen Murray State a couple of different times throughout the course of the season on CBS Sports Network. We saw them at Tennessee Martin. He didn't score until the last 3 minutes because of foul trouble. And that's really been a problem for him the rest of the way this season.
Yes. You know, for this Murray State ball club, you know, what makes them so successful is they have guards that are very similar, all range between 6'3" and 6'6", and all can do similar things. But what they don't have is another Wayne Lefty Langston who can get it done in that box, forcing double teams, shooting a high field goal percentage. You know, when he's very important, when he gets in foul trouble, it puts his Murray State team at a disadvantage.
Great ball movement. Bryce Jones can't can the three. And it's Anderson with the board. Into the lane and an offensive foul.
Good defense right there by G. McGee, able to force Trey Anderson to use that offhand. A little chicken wing there. Could have let it go, but they chose not to. Very important player for Eastern Illinois, Trey Anderson, getting that off foul and being aggressive.
Moss in the corner for Croaker. Langston battling Patrick Muldoon off the bench. Great cut. And Damarcus Croaker has the first 5 for the Racers.
Good cut, good pass by McGee. Comes in the game off the bench. Finding the cut, and Croaker, who, like I said earlier, is a great athlete. Not good, but great. Able to finish around the rim.
Seven to shoot for the Panthers and Patrick Muldoon. Trey Anderson with 2 on the ticker. Knocks in the 3.
Trey Anderson, you said earlier in the broadcast, he's a tough matchup. First of all, you can't give him a position. Position he is a basketball player, ladies and gentlemen. Can beat you off the dribble, can hit the mid-range shot, but most importantly, he makes the game a lot easier for his Panther teammates.
One-handed pass. It's Croaker again. All 8 points for Murray State from that man, Damarcus Croaker.
Great pass by Bryce Jones, forcing the defense to go one way and making a tremendous pass across the court, finding open Croaker, who's putting the 3-shot down early in his game.
Quick pace to this start. Cornell Johnston, nifty move, lost his balance. And Jeffrey Moss, who was on defense on him, and they go quick.
Coach McMahon said he's going to put lift on Johnston.
Croaker again for 3. All 11 for Murray State from Damarcus Croaker at number 11.
Number 11 with 11, getting the job done early. Teammates doing a good job of finding him. Look for Trey Anderson to get going here. But like I said earlier, Coach McMahon spoke about putting lift on Cornell Johnston.
Patrick Muldoon just inside the arc. Mark, we're nearly 6.5 minutes into this half, and we've yet to head that under 16 media timeout.
Talk about pace. Talk about pace. Both teams are shooting the ball lights out.
Croaker! And the foul.
Pack Langston, if you're East Illinois, this team is not the same when Lefty Wayne Langston's in the bench, and Mick Reynolds and Anderson must contribute on an offensive end because they make the game easy for their teammates.
Mark, Damarcus Croaker have scored double figures just twice in the last 6 games, but he already has all 14 points tonight in 6.5 minutes.
In different ways, not just shooting the 3, as you've seen earlier, got the end-one finisher on the rim, which he's known to do. Shooting the ball like that from the 3-point line is an added bonus for Murray State. You got to keep feeding the hot hand.
You said find the mismatch. He might very well be that mismatch.
Yes, he is. So far, he is.
That's off Trey Anderson and a turnover from Eastern Illinois. And, you know, talking to Coach Spoonhour earlier today at practice, he said, look, we were trying to figure out who we were. 7 of our guys weren't on the roster from last year that are playing for us this year. But he said, we couldn't hold on to the ball. We're only averaging 10.5, 11 turnovers a game in conference. That's been the reason why we've been successful.
Yes, they've been playing much better the last 10 games, forcing the other teams to make bad shots and them taking care of the ball. Right there, forcing the turnover of Bryce Jones. You know, they're just playing very good basketball, and, you know, you need possessions to be successful on offense. But if you turn it over, you have no shot. Interesting here about Spoonhour. A.J. Rowley and Trey Anderson on the court at the same time. very good offensively when they're together, but defensively kind of hurt the team. See what they get here on the offensive end and going back down on defense.
Casey Tison also into the game, normally a starter. The freshman is a gunslinger from beyond the arc. That was him with the ball. Riley pushing off and called for the foul. He hasn't been playing a lot of minutes the last few games, and that was a very different story early in the season. Maybe a little over-exuberant here on the opening possession.
Yes, over-exuberant. Wasn't getting much playing time because Trey Anderson was playing so well. And Coach said it's really tough to have both of them on the court on the same time because defensively we just don't play well. You know, so Coach said either one or the other, and Trey Anderson was playing a better basketball at the time, so he left him in the game more. But A.J. Riley can get it going. He's another basketball player that requires double team because he is a wide load at the guard position. He's tough to stop him from getting to the rim. Murray State's being patient, going with a pick and roll. Look to get Lefty Langston rolling on somebody else wide open for the jumper.
And only one on the clock. And G. McGee doesn't get it off. I'll tell you what, Langston was also a little lucky that he didn't get called for the offensive foul because that would have been 2.
I agree.
And Coach McMahon taking him out.
Bryce Jones, being a point guard, has to understand the shot clock right there. Our shot clock was winding down. Get your team in the offense quicker. Be able to run your play to get the shots you want. You have to force up a last-second shot. Right there, kind of pounded the rock too much. Could have got him in an offense quicker.
Coach told us, too. I mean, when we saw them earlier, the end of January, when they lost to Tennessee Martin, Ryan Langston was one of the best players in the Ohio Valley Conference, and he said his confidence at times, the last 6-7 games, has been shot because of foul trouble.
Yeah, you know, he really felt, I talked to Wayne before this game. Bad foul by Croaker, but talking to Wayne Langston for this game, he said, I thought I was playing good defense.
Demetrius McReynolds in his first year here at Eastern Illinois.
Demetrius Reynolds really stepped up his game early. I think it's coming out party. It was our last game we did here versus East Kentucky. That was his coming out party, and ever since then, not just himself, but Coach realized, listen, son, you the man. You notice you can't be stopped. Says, let's be more aggressive. Get it going. You know, if you got to force a shot here or two, go for it. But we trust in you. You have to go bring it every night. So that's kind of taking some shots away from A.J. Riley, kind of take away from his playing time. But, you know, it's for the best for the team. Team's playing much better since then.
And the junior out of Louisville, Kentucky, he was told about, 8 games ago, listen, you don't shoot, you're coming to the bench. So he's been shooting. And last week was the newcomer of the year at 19 points per game.
Yes, he was. You know, if I'm him, my coach tell me that, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with it. So, you know, and he's actually did. He's kind of playing for him very well. Now, pay close attention to Murray State's offense with lefty Wayne Langston out the game, bringing in Charles Brown. You know, this team is not the same when he's on the floor.
Kulagowski with the block and up ahead looking for Riley. Great look. Patrick Muldoon wide open.
No look pass by the big point guard, Cornell Johnston, to no look, and good finish by Muldoon.
And when you say big, you mean 5'7".
5'7", about 128 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, but his heart is huge.
Croaker already with 14. Make it 17.
Good shot. Wide open. Heat check. He was wide open. He shot it and was running down the court for a win in. Looked like a little Steph Curry trying to come out of him today.
A career high 4 triples, and we haven't even played 10 minutes in the first half. Muldoon over his left shoulder.
Muldoon, good patient post move, turn over, shoot over the smaller G. McGee, and letting the crowd know that he's into it.
He's got an early 6 points. Moss to Croaker off the screen, and a foul away. It's G. McGee. He was setting a screen down low, and that's the 4th foul on Murray State.
With Lefty Langston is back in the game. Murray State will have more continuity to their offense. Like I said, when he's now on the floor, they're searching for shots, searching for shooters. kind of stay around the perimeter, but when he's in a game, they kind of get the ball inside and back out.
You know, it's not very often that you have a game where one player has scored and nobody else on your team has scored for the entire first 10 minutes, and you're in the game.
And you're in the game, and that's a plus. If you're the winning team, if you're the team who has the one player, you're kind of liking that. You're saying, okay, we know we're going to get other people involved early, later on, so let's run with this. Let's take it and go. But if you're the visiting team, you have to take that too.
Justin Seymour just picked up his second foul. And that is the 5th on Murray State. And it is not a deep Murray State team. They have been hammered with injuries this season.
Not deep at all. And one thing about Seymour, that Murray State has a bunch of guards that can shoot. Not a bunch. They have about 3 or 4 guards that can shoot the ball. But his stroke is the prettiest out of everybody's.
Off the inbounds, Trey Anderson just back into the game. And he's got 7 here in the first half.
Letting his presence be known quick. Good out of bounds play by the Panthers. They get him going to the basket.
EIU has hit 8 of its first 11 shots. Quick pass, McGee. And again, nobody other than Croaker has scored.
Panthers are doing a good job loading the paint when lefty Wayne Langston get the ball. He's finding an open shooter. Was Croaker, but right there wasn't. Got to hit that open shot if you're Murray State.
Tip back from Muldoon. And Anderson, his own tip back.
Hey, listen. You watch Trey Anderson. You say what position, who do you put on the guard? You put a big on him, he takes him off the dribble. You put a guards on him, he just overpowers him. Like I said earlier, he's a basketball player that just knows how to put the ball in the rim.
Jeffrey Moss, way off the mark and out of bounds. Now you highlight
Jeffrey Moss, the 6'4" seed from Murray State.
Panthers on an 11-3 run. McReynolds to the rack. And that foul called on Croaker. That is his second foul.
Good job getting to the rim, forcing the refs to make a call. With the rules nowadays, you got to use it to your favor.
So he goes out. Justin Seymour, who also has 2 fouls, back in. Anderson from the elbow. And a quick whistle behind the play. That's on Demetrius McReynolds.
If you're Murray State's defense, you get Trey Anderson shooting fadeaway mid-range shots, you'll live with that all day. But when he starts putting that shoulder into your chest and getting to the rim, that's when problems occur for the defense.
What about, though, for the offense here for Murray State? Because Damarcus Croaker's on the bench with 2 fouls. And that means all 17 points are on the bench.
Yes, all 17. Look for him to go through to Wayne Langston, get him cut to the rim. Off a slice cut, get a duck in, and there it is. You know, Murray State, first of all, they listen to me. That's why they got them 2 points. But secondly, they know that's what they need. These points coming from Croaker earlier is important. But Wayne Langston, they got to play through him. They have to play through him and force double teams and get everybody else open, better shots.
Even your hands aren't big enough to pat yourself on the back that well. Trey Anderson, the turnaround off the glass.
Once again, another fadeaway jumper by Trey Anderson. You're liking that. You're liking that if you're Murray State's defense.
And Cornell Johnston was fouled on the way up. And that was on Jeffrey Moss. They said it was on the pass. But that is 7 fouls on Murray State. So the Panthers will shoot free throws the rest of this first half. And he hits the first. Ohio Valley Conference fans, go to OVCSports.com for the latest news and inspiring stories from all around the conference. OVCSports.com provides detailed information on all 17 OVC championships and the league's annual award winners. One-stop shopping for things OVC. That's OVCSports.com. Correction on that foul. It was not on Jeffrey Moss. It was on Justin Seymour. So that is 3 on Seymour. And remember, Croaker has 2. But he is back in the ballgame.
Then for Murray State, was kind of cross-pick action for lefty.
Moss, same spot. Same result in the rebound for Riley.
You know what? He was open for a second, but you got a defender running at you. You must fake and put the ball on the floor once or twice. You can't shoot those contested three-pointers. Hot or not, those are not good shots.
Jones had to go off his foot, and it's out of bounds. Now, Murray State, the team fight. No matter what happens on Saturday, UT Martin would win the division and get the 2 seed in the OVC tournament next week. So they have to win tonight. That means they're going to have to get offense from somebody other than just Damarcus Croaker, who has 17 of the 19.
Yeah. Must-win situation for Murray State. That's a big difference in the amount of games you play going to a tournament. And look who just gets to get into the realm is Demetrius McReynolds.
And he was going right at Croaker, who has 2 fouls.
Quite sure in the timeout, Coach Spoonhour reminded him who was in foul trouble, and you got to get it to him.
And an offensive foul. That down low on Wayne Langston, and he has 2 fouls. So Langston with 2, Croaker with 2, and Seymour with 3. And we've still got 6:42 in the first half.
You know, right now, Wayne Langston's working really hard. They saying they got him with the meat hook, which means you reached around while you post and grabbed the hold of your opponent. You know, that's a common call, you know, but they couldn't let it go, but they didn't. Wayne Langston, as a senior, has to be ready for that call and just play. Get your arms up. I have a philosophy on that. If the refs can see your hands, it's hard for them to call foul on you, no matter what happens.
Nick Reynolds drains the 2, and he's starting to warm up here at the end of the first half.
Yes, he is. The man who coach said you must shoot.
Langston on a great feed from Bryce Jones. He flashed.
Let me tell you something. Bryce Jones, junior point guard, was a junior college All-American last year. Let me tell you, I like this gentleman's game. He's not campaigned yet, but I like the way he moves the ball, athletic, and get the job done. I think Coach has potential in that young man.
Tested 3. Jones with the ball. This time the foul not on Langston. It's called on Muldoon. That's his second.
You see the difference right there with Wayne Langston. Last possession, he tried to pin this guy, had his hands down there, meat hooking the guy, which means reaching back, grabbing. Right there, had his arms up, elbows extended, so the ref seen his hand, he's used his body. We call it booty back. Use your booty back. Put that on the opponent. Hold that position. I know it sounds funny, but it's true. It's good to make you remember. Hold that position, get the ball, and you can go to work. And you reach and you meat hook people, ref's going to call it majority of the time.
That's Croaker again. 19 points for Damarcus Croaker. The most he has scored against a Division I opponent all year.
He's going to come out. This is the game to do it. Must win for his ball club. Look for East Kentucky to get A.J. Riley and McReynolds coming off screens, attacking the rim.
That is Riley out to Kuligowski. Working one-on-one with Langston. And Langston can't pick up the 3rd. And Kuligowski with the 2.
Good job of Kuligowski taking advantage of the mismatch. Knowing his defender has 2 fouls, he's not going to be aggressive. That was a strong move. Finish with the left hand.
Under 5 minutes to go in this opening half. Croaker. The first tough shot he's taken in this half.
Yes. But believe it or not, right there, the ref could have called a foul on Wayne Langston holding off the defender when Croaker used his man. Used him to hit his man off the screen.
Johnston for 3. Gordon Johnston. He's got 6.
A very good three-point shooter. Started off slow, but finding his shot now.
Timeout taken by the 5'7" sophomore out of St. Louis. We talked to Coach Spoonhour, as we've seen him a couple of times this year, and Mark, he said, look, nobody thought this guy could play D1 basketball because of his size, and nobody doubts him now. Whistle away from the ball and a foul on Eastern Illinois.
Off as a sophomore, 13th in Eastern Illinois list for 3-point made shots as a sophomore. It's not about your stature, it's about the size of your heart, and that gentleman right there has a huge heart. He's a very good basketball player.
They work it to Langston. To the right shoulder, and it's off, and Nick Reynolds with his 3rd rebound.
Tough shot. Normally makes that. Transition. Murray State's an athletic ball club and only finds a way to get a bucket on a transition basket.
Extra pass, and Bryce Jones rattles in a three.
Started off with the closeout by Wayne Langston on the shooter. Get the long rebound, pushing the ball, making the extra pass. Eastern Illinois will look to get the ball moving, maybe get the ball into A.J. Riley's hands or McReynolds.
Saved by Croaker. And Riley almost had it off McGee. And this has got to be tough. Damarcus Croaker, he gave up an open look.
Yes, he did. Showed the fake, made the good pass, and the JUCO All-American, Bryce Jones, with the three.
And Bryce Jones went to the bench 4 games ago. He'd been starting all season. Ever since then, he's been 64% from beyond the arc. Coach said he's more relaxed, less pressure. One game kind of was a wake-up call. McGee to the rack, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Strong move by G. McGee. Going to the drawing the foul, stopping or bleeding, as we call it. Your team is down 6 points with 3 minutes left. Every time you can get them refs to blow the whistle, stops the clock in your favor. You can make down these free throws, get it down to 4. Come down in and get a good stop, get back in this game.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Dana Jacobson, Doug Gottlieb, Seth Davis, Coach Pete Gillen. They'll have all the scores, highlights, and analysis from games around the country. That and more coming up on AT&T at the half. Duke beat Florida State by 15 tonight. Indiana on the road at Illinois, trying to wrap up the last couple of weeks with the 1 seed in the Big Ten. They'll have all the updates on that, plus the latest from the Ohio Valley Conference coming up on AT&T at the half. McGee knocked them both. We got a 4-point game with 3:08 to go here in the opening half.
Eastern Illinois comes in the game with Boubacar Diallo, 6'9" freshman, looking to get some athletes in the game. And look what happens there. Trey Anderson doing what he do, one-on-one ball player.
He's got 11, 6th straight game in double digits for the senior out of St. Louis. Moss left it for McGee. Diallo with the swat.
Boubacar Diallo, 6'9", long arms. Coach said, you know what, Mark? This gentleman's going to play tonight. I was like, really, Coach? He said, he's going to play tonight. He's an athlete, can change shots, block shots, rebound the ball, and he's an athlete, can run the floor. He's going to play tonight. And he got in and was very productive first time down on the defensive end.
A raw talent that Coach Spoonhour said he may not ever turn into a huge offensive threat, but man, does he make us better on the defensive end.
And he's also a freshman. You can always get an offensive game. You can always get an offensive game if you got something to work with. And he's a 6'9" athlete with length. So you can always get it. Got 3 more years to get it in. He can get it.
Six to shoot for the Racers. McGee from the free throw line. Marshawn Blackman, sky in off the bench as well for the first time in this ballgame.
And sky is the word. He was up above the rim for that rebound.
Diallo with the save, but right to McGee. And he's being ridden all the way down by Trey Anderson. And that is his second foul. And that is 8 on EIU, so Murray State will go to the free throw line.
Got to be smart for Trey Anderson there. He was bodying him the whole time. Release and run. The tendency, we got a tendency as the basketball players to hold the contact and kind of slow the offensive player down. Release that contact, try to beat him to the spot, sprint to the spot ahead.
He is 68% free throw shooter.
Coach McMahon's being smart. Right now taking Lefty Langston out on a defense. Bringing in Charles Brown, trying to save his post player who's in foul trouble.
Demetrius McReynolds back into the ballgame. He's got 9 in this first half. 4 different Panthers have scored at least 6. Croaker has 19 for Murray State. Nobody else has more than 4. So a much more balanced attack tonight for EIU.
They're doing a good job finding the open looks, making good passes, and being aggressive at the same time.
8 to shoot. McReynolds creates space, gets the bump, and gets the foul. And almost a technical. Damarcus Croaker just picked up his 3rd and hammered the ball down on the floor. And John Campbell gave him a second look as well and then just went over to talk to him.
Frustration by Croaker. He knew he should have stayed on his feet. Why are you jumping to block a jump shot? You know, he's very frustrated. Got to keep you cool. Have had a tremendous first half, still a whole 20 minutes to play. When you come back in the second half, keep it cool. Don't get no silly technical foul or slamming the ball. Kentucky big man seen that earlier. Seymour, Croaker, Langston, 3, 3, and 2. 3 primary options for Murray State.
Mark, this is a Racers team playing tonight without Chad Culbreth. Left shoulder injury. Backup point guard. This is really a 7-man rotation. 8 if they have to. And 3 starters in major foul trouble.
Yes.
Moss with the left-hand floater. His own rebound, and that's blocked by Diallo.
Look at here. The freshman changes shots in this game.
McReynolds for 3 on the other end. Moss on the drive. And fouled on the trip to the hoop.
Smart play by the senior Jeffrey Moss. Got the defense on their heels, attack them while they running back. But look at the freshman coming in, changing the pace of the game. Give me that right there. Bubakar. Diallo. From Ivory Coast. Speaks French. English is still a little choppy. It's good enough to get the stuff done in the classroom. But Coach said if I spoke French, I'll be able to get through to him more.
He's only been in the United States for 2 years. 1 year in St. Louis, had the opportunity. And then here in Charleston, Illinois, in a nice ovation as he goes to the bench. He has had his impact felt here on this first half.
Yes, he has. Given East Illinois another player on the defensive end. They could change some shots. Coach going small, preparing for offense. They get some dribble drive action going, getting these Murray State defenders to move their feet.
Moss knocked in both free throws. The first points of the game for Murray State's leading scorer. Johnston. Kick out to T-Son for 3. And a chance at a 4-point play for the Eastern Illinois freshman.
Brings in 5 guards. Spreads the floor, drive and kick game. The freshman T-Son able to catch it and run away.
Mark, that is the second time in this half where Murray State has fouled a 3-point shooter. That has got to drive a coach nuts.
Have to drive a coach nuts. When you, first of all, we have a veteran ball club. It's not a bunch of freshmen from Murray State. You got a veteran ball club. Why are you trying to jump to block 3-point shots and long jumpers? You can contest them, stand on your feet, running at the defender with your hand up. But right there, you got to know better if you're Bryce Jones.
Boubacar Diallo back in, so the offense for defense opportunity, and it worked out perfectly. 4 points, and then you get your guy back in for defensive purposes. Under a minute to go here in this opening half. Johnston gets the steal. And Bryce Jones riding his back, and he's got 2 fouls. And he could not believe that Cornell Johnston got under him.
Let me tell you, that was a veteran move by Johnson. Talk about crafty, smarts, head up. See the defender must stop. He touched me. Oh, I'm going to fall down right here. Oh, I think he just got me in the back, ref. Got to call it. Got to call it. And the ref sure did. Murray State starting JUCO All-American with 2 fouls. He can't help himself but tell Johnson, you got me there, fella. You got me.
Hits them both. 8 points, 4 assists for Cornell Johnston here in the first half.
Murray State looking to stop the whistle. Get something easy here. Don't force up a jump shot. Get something going to the rim or a wide open shot. Slow the tempo.
7-second differential. Murray State facing its largest deficit of the first half. Moss has 7. Moss over Diallo, who gets the board as well.
Who changed that shot.
5 in the first half. It's Blackman with 2. Left it for Diallo. It's the half of a bucket. Seymour just 2, not 3. They gave his other one to Jeffrey Moss. But listen, you've got 4 starters who were in foul trouble for much of the first half.
Well, that's been a growing trend for these road teams in this conference, getting in foul trouble early. You have to realize that you got to make adjustments. You got to make adjustments to how you play. You can't just say, oh, they're calling a foul, let me keep playing extra aggressive. You got to sometimes back off a little bit and just try to get the job done without fouling.
They got to find somebody other than just Damarcus Croaker. He was 7 of 9 in the first half. Rest of the Racers were 3 of 17. And that'll help. Justin Seymour knocks in his first bucket.
Let me tell you, Justin Seymour with a very good stroke. Watch him shoot the ball is a beautiful thing to watch. It's a piece of art, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this gentleman shoot that rock.
Trey Anderson, miscommunication on the defensive end, and an easy 2.
Trey Anderson set the baseline screen for the opponent, as a teammate coming out, and Murray State switched out and didn't switch and stay on him, and he got a wide open look.
Jones doesn't get it to Langston and gets the roll.
Using the screen, getting to the rim, using your offhand to get that bucket in. Good job by Bryce Jones getting that bucket for his team.
And already you can see a much more aggressive Murray State offense here in the first 90 seconds of the second half. McReynolds, great patience in the paint.
McReynolds. Coach told me, we need you to shoot the ball. He said, Coach, I can do other things. We'll go to the basket. He said, do what you want, but when you get the ball, just be effective on the offensive end. And he's using all that up.
He's got 13. Muldoon fronting Langston. Moss lost the ball, gets it back, Murray State. That's Seymour for 3. Fantastic rebound, Bryce Jones, and the foul.
Bryce Jones came out with some authority, able to get. Bryce Jones is, but he has a big heart, similar to Johnston for East Illinois. So these gentlemen, he's a JUCO All-American, well-known, come in, replace a campaign, learn quickly. No matter what I come in here, what title I come in with, it's hard for me to do what campaign did.
It's a big bucket for a Murray State team that, remember, has to win tonight to have a shot at the West Division and one of the top 2 seeds in the OVC Conference Tournament next week. Anderson with the left hand.
This player, Trey Anderson, 6'5", 235. He uses the right and the left hand. You put a big on him, he goes off him. He goes past on the wing, put a guard on him. He does what he do there. Makes it easy.
That foul was called on Cornell Johnston. And again, these are the standings in the Ohio Valley in the West Division. And remember, if you win your division, you're guaranteed the 1 or the 2 seed and a double bye straight to the semifinals. Now, Tennessee Martin won tonight, meaning that Murray State has to win as well, because they would lose the tiebreaker to Martin no matter what happens in their game with the Skyhawks on Saturday.
Lefty Langston has to finish that.
Nobody home on the pass from Trey Anderson. And take a look at the current 1-8 if the season ends today. Now, these are with the results from tonight. Belmont wrapped up. They didn't play tonight, but Belmont wrapped up the East Division because both Tennessee State and Tennessee Tech lost. So Belmont guaranteed a spot in the semifinals. They have the double bye, and Martin would have that as well if EIU holds on to this lead at home. Moss, the floater, and he has just not been able to get going tonight.
Not getting going. They're doing a good job forcing him to go to his off hands, and he's just not finishing.
Reynolds lost it. And a 3-on-1. It's Croaker! Oh my goodness, on the alley-oop.
That's what he does. He's a high flyer, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what he does. The first half 3-pointers was a bonus.
Johnston lost it out of bounds.
We call that probing, what John Stone's doing. He's getting the rim, not shooting. He's holding his dribble, probing, trying to find an open man. Murray State did a good job not falling for that.
Mark, the pass is nowhere near his head.
Well, you got a rule with certain players. We call them go get him. Just throw it up to the rim, and he'll just go get it, no matter where he is. And the ball wasn't nowhere in sight. He was able to go get it and flush it down hard.
Johnston can't answer. Seymour with the rebound.
Murray State come down, run the offense, trying to get the ball down low.
Pressure comes. It's back out to Seymour for three. And they'll keep it there. That foul called on EIU. Let's once again take a look at what we just saw. The dunk of the game brought to you by Werner Letter.
Get up. Croaker catches it. Let me flush that for you. Good pass on Bryce Jones. Wasn't nowhere near him. But Croaker said, just throw it up. I'll go get it.
And talk about a spark. Yes. I mean, he climbed the ladder, and they're trying to climb what was a 12-point deficit to get back in this ballgame.
Yes, Murray State has some momentum. So coach from Eastern Illinois comes in with Boubacar Diallo. Let's get it back in our favor. See if we get a spark on the defensive end.
Langston working on the freshman Diallo.
That was a man's move down there. Took the young fella Boubacar down on the post, took him to the middle and drop step and used his off right hand for the finish.
So now the pressure shifts back to the home team. Muldoon, the double comes. Lost the ball. And a tie-up. And the possession arrow will stay with EIU. Into this ball game, which they are starting to do. Have to get some other guys going, but man, oh man, did he excite the rest of his teammates. 4 to shoot for EIU. Off the jump ball. To Diallo. A little confusion there for the freshman. So an opportunity to get it back to 2 possessions, but they turn it over.
Yes, they did. You know, Wayne Langston's being very aggressive. He has to be careful. On the defensive end, he could have got called for foul for reaching. And right there for holding off, pushing off that man with the offhand. Wayne Langston has to be careful. Murray State's doing a good job of pushing that ball on missed shots.
Jeffrey Moss out of control, but he gets bailed out.
Good block. I mean, get up. Talk to him while he's down there, too. I got that. Intense game. Intense game.
So 3 fouls on Patrick Muldoon. And Jeffrey Moss, 0 of 6 from the floor tonight. And that's the first miss at the free throw line for the Racers tonight. Never miss a moment of college basketball with the CBS Sports app. Every play, every score, every game, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app right now.
As a scorer, when you're not getting it going, foul shots is the quickest thing to get your game turned around. Jeffrey Moss with 1 of 2 right there. Maybe that one foul shot can get his stroke back and get him helping his team in the offensive end.
We talk about segments, too. Coaches always talk about segments. They trailed by 12 at the half. First 5 minutes of the second half, they've cut it in half.
Yeah. Murray State's picked up the intensity on defense.
Left Anderson alone. Knocks in the triple. Trey Anderson with 18 points to lead all scores. Or to lead EIU, excuse me.
Now, if you Murray State, if you got to give something up, you will want to give Trey Anderson up. He's shooting that 3 up here, wide open or not. He just filled, he put it in.
And an offensive foul.
Good call. Good call. The ref could have called the last 2 times down the floor. He's saying Boubacar Diallo was holding his left arm, but to me it looked like Wayne is extending the arm on the post up.
And Wayne Langston again, he said, I didn't do anything. Coach McMahon trying to echo those sentiments.
What you did with the camera angle they catch right there is Wayne is really pushing off with that left arm. He has his arms pointed down instead of pointed up, so that was a good call by the ref.
And that is 3 fouls on the 6'7" senior. McReynolds
Boubacar Diallo is really frustrating lefty Wayne Langston.
Seymour to the left hand.
Good move by Seymour. He's known as a shooter. He pump faked. They came running. He took the jab and went to the middle. Fake, go right around, pressure in there, and attack the big guy. You don't want to try to avoid no shot blocker. You want to go right at his chest. And that's what Seymour did for the end one.
Short on the free throw. The foul was on Diallo. That's 5 fouls, by the way, on the Panthers here in the second half. So Murray State had the foul trouble in the first half. EIU on the second half.
Started with Murray State being aggressive, forcing EIU to play some defense.
T-Son left alone. He'd been hot the last couple of games, not tonight. Great look to Moss. Murray State has the energy here in the second half, and the deficit down to 5.
Murray State has 5 legitimate athletes on the floor that can run the floor and finish at the rim. Good job by Bryce Jones finding his teammates.
From last year's team that went 16-0 in conference, this team has erased 7 of that 12-point deficit at the half.
Come out with a sense of urgency. You know, in basketball, it's all about runs. Everybody's going to make a run. It's just that you withstand a run and come up with one of your own. Murray State right now is playing pretty good basketball.
So how does EIU respond? Out of the timeout, 8 on the shot clock. T-Son knocks in the jumper.
T-Son hit his shot over Croaker, but one thing, Croaker, he stayed on his feet and put his hands up. Better defense, but even a better shot by T-Son.
Langston with 3 fouls. Back out to Jones. He follows his own miss and gave it away.
You got to get that ball back in to Wayne Langston. He did a good job repositioning himself. You got to get it back into him, especially with Trey Anderson. Especially Trey Anderson, Gardner's not a very good defender. You need to get him in foul trouble. Now, if I'm Eastern Illinois, okay, lefty Wayne Langston was guarding Trey Anderson. Whenever he's guarding, I'm going at him because he's going to get Wayne in foul trouble.
G. McGee knocked it off of Anderson into the turnover for EIU.
Murray State coming back down here. You got to play through Wayne Langston. They have Trey Anderson guarding. You got to play through him. Get him the ball. Let him reestablish himself and get deep position. If he get his position in Trey Anderson's going to let him get a good position, good shot.
Langston hands it off to Croaker. He hit 4 triples in the first half. Not there. Blackman to the rim. Marshawn Blackman.
Started with Johnston finding him in transition. Good point guard. Put a point guard heads up play.
That's 7 assists tonight for Cornell Johnston. Right on his average in conference play. Moss with the left hand.
First the foul shot, now then a dunk. Now the easy 2 points. Maybe Jeffrey Moss can get going to help his ball club. Johnston, let me tell you something. Johnston, the point guard for Eastern Illinois, Cornell Johnston, is the head and shoulders for this team. He might not score a bunch of points, but he runs this offense and knows how to get the ball to who needs to get it and win.
Double on Anderson down low, and that foul called on McGee. Cleveland, it is always a sight to see, and I don't think this year will be any different. Off the timeout, Casey T-Son. And just like that, it's back up to 9.
You know, if you're Coach Spoonhour, you got to be very pleased with your team out of a timeout. Executing offense, get an easy 2 points right there. Good play by the Eastern Illinois Panthers. There we go again.
Croaker to the rim.
That gentleman Croaker knows how to tightrope that baseline.
A new career high. He's got 23 tonight.
Murray State has to stay awake for possessions at a time.
Johnston fouled on the 3, and that is the 3rd time tonight they have fouled a 3-point shooter.
From here, it looked like Bryce Jones just ran by him. Maybe he made a little contact, but I didn't necessarily see. I didn't see no foul there. Maybe the angle, the ref had a bad angle there, but leave it at that.
John Campbell told Coach McMahon that he got him on the left arm.
Maybe if he had held his follow through, but he pulled his arm back, so that's a no-go. I'm gonna leave the refs alone there, though. I'm gonna leave the refs alone, but that I don't see that foul. Ball doesn't lie.
They missed 2 or 3. There's the third foul on Jones. So 3 on Jones, 3 on Langston, 3 on Croaker with 10.5 to go in the ballgame.
Still a lot of time here. Murray State down 8.
They work it to Langston and Johnston with a good foul.
Hey, they have to recognize that they have Wayne Lefty Langston get in position on Trey Anderson, who's one of the most important parts of this team, and he's not going to play defense. Get him the ball, get easy buckets. Stop forcing these 3-pointers. You know, once if the coach don't call a play, as the point guard Bryce Jones had to see, you got to see that mismatch. You got to know, tell yourself, we're going to get easy bucket there. Let's get it to a big fella.
68% free throw shooter Knox in the first, and he was the biggest difference in this first meeting. When Murray State beat Eastern Illinois in Murray, 68-58, he had a 24-point performance, a career high. He was the biggest difference, and Coach Spoonhour said we had no answer for him. Tonight they haven't gone to him.
They haven't gone to him at all. But it was kind of hard to go to. We had Croaker on fire. But maybe now things slowed down 6-10 minutes ago. Maybe they realized to get him the ball a little bit.
A.J. Riley with the ball back into the game for the Panthers. Johnston, Muldoon, Blackman, and Trey Anderson.
Murray State with a matchup zone, trying to change the looks. Trying to change the looks with Eastern Illinois is getting right now.
Anderson hit 1 tonight, not that one. And Johnston just picked up the chippy, and that's his 3rd foul.
Yeah, both point guards with 3 fouls. Not good for either team. But like I said, for you Murray State, that's what you'll take. You'll take Trey Johnson. Trey Anderson hit those threes, shoot those threes.
Now that is 7 fouls on Eastern Illinois, midway point of the second half. So Murray State, pretty good free throw shooting team, 72% as a squad. Opportunity for 3 points the rest of this ball game. And that is their best free throw shooter, Bryce Jones, at 87% on the year. Knocks in the first. Follow the OVC on Facebook and Twitter to receive up-to-the-minute information from around the league. Hear it first from the OVC staff by following the league on social media. Use the OVC Inspires hashtag. Tell the world how the Ohio Valley Conference inspires you. 9 points, 8 assists for Bryce Jones.
Murray State, if they make this free throw, may look to press back to that matchup zone again. Change the looks up a little bit. Falling back into man-to-man. The matchup zone kind of threw the Panthers off. Look for them to go back to that before this game's over with.
The help on Anderson. The patience from Anderson.
Got to come double. You got to double him, especially when you got a guard and Trey Anderson. He's too wide down there. He's too patient on that post.
He's got 20. 7th time this season with 20. And Cornell Johnston just picked up his 4th. Most by any player in the Ohio Valley Conference. And missed the front end.
Look to Trey Anderson and R.J. Rowley controlling the ball for the team. Even though Norman's in the game, they'll play point. Look for their 2 guards. Their 2 guards, small forwards, do most of the ball handling for them.
A lot of one-on-one in this possession.
That's what happens when you don't have a point guard in setting people up.
5 to shoot for Riley. The spin move. And it's out of bounds with 1 second on the shot clock. A rough-looking possession, and they've got 1 on the ticket.
Eastern Illinois has success on their out-of-bounds plays, getting easy, quick buckets. Look for them to try to get a quick look to Trey Anderson on the back cut.
To Muldoon on the inbound. And the foul. You can't draw up an out-of-bounds play any better than that.
Hey, just throw it up, let the big fella go get it. They've been having a lot of success on their out-of-bounds plays and let the tradition continue this game. What you don't see there is lefty Wayne Langston, before Muldoon caught the ball, was holding him.
Muldoon, the three-point play. Langston, his fourth foul, but he stays in the ball game with 8:48 to go.
Muldoon has given Eastern Illinois very good minutes on both ends of the floor, and his energy, his hustle. Here we go again. Croaker has to flush that ball. Why change? Why change? Why get fancy? Go through contact. Get on the foul line.
Muldoon on Langston. Remember, he's got 4. And Norman lost it. Croaker. Oh, my goodness. All in one motion got that up in the air and the foul.
Quickness up in the air, quick thinking, and go get the ball while it's in the air. Right shoulder not seeing a defender. Let me go get this while it's in the air. Why should I come down? Croaker, the athlete he is.
I got to be honest, Mark, I thought he was going to dunk that off the 2 deflections. Dunked everything, with the exception of the last play where he reversed it underneath. He's dunked everything else tonight.
Yes, he has, and he's been finishing. 24 points.
Marshawn Blackman, EIU's best athlete, back in as A.J. Riley back to the bench.
Murray State might want to go zone here, no matchup zone, especially with Eastern Illinois only having one shooter, legitimate shooter on the floor, being McReynolds, but it's staying man. Being the Panthers, you got to get something going to the rim. Get Trey Anderson attacking. Hopefully, lefty Langston will help D.
Just like that, Anderson went the other way, and a three-point opportunity.
Smooth.
Mark, he came in scoring about 20 points the last 5. And he's just been on fire. You said that at the beginning of the show tonight. Figure out ways to get him the ball, and they've done it, and he's got 22.
Yes, they do a good job of feeding off him, playing off him. Once he gets going, he forces double teams. One thing that's been surprising, Murray State worked a lot this morning in shoot-around of doubling him once he started dribbling, but they haven't brought the double yet. That's been very interesting when knowing he's a tremendous one-on-one scorer. Maybe he's going a different look. Maybe he feels as though the Panthers are just shooting the ball too well tonight. They're leaving it as shooters. But Trey Anderson has got it going. You got to switch the looks up. Give him something different to look at. Maybe those zones.
Foul on Demetrius McReynolds. So that is 10 on Eastern Illinois. So double bonus the rest of the way for the Racers.
If you're Murray State, you like to hit it. Every time you come down the court, even if you have an open shot, you might turn that down and maybe get to the basket. Hopefully, a foul, you get 2 points. If you can make a foul shot, which Jeffrey Moss didn't do right there. If you can make a foul shot, you stop the clock, which is on your side if that clock is stopped.
Jeffrey Moss having major struggles tonight. 2 of 8 from the floor, just 8 points. He had been on fire, scoring 20-plus in 5 of his last 6. And remember, Eastern Illinois right now playing without Cornell Johnston. He's on the bench with 4 fouls. Their point guard, who averages 38 minutes a game. And so how long could Coach Spoonhour go with Johnston on the bench?
Coach is looking to buy time. He's telling us here, we can keep it going, keep in our favor a couple of minutes. Get by us for 6 or 5 minutes, and then we'll come back in with it.
In transition, Anderson. And if that's on Croaker, that's his 4th.
Fouls on G. McGee.
And that is his 3rd.
See, Trey Anderson does. So Johnson's on the bench for the Panthers. Good for Trey Anderson, even though he's listed as a forward, guard, center, whatever you want to call it, do majority of the ball handling because he just makes such great plays. That makes the game easier for his teammates.
Missed them both. Muldoon rolls it home on the putback.
Muldoon's energy has been exceptional today on both ends of the floor, getting easy buckets, being an athlete for his team.
He's got 11 tonight off the bench. Moss just way off on all of his shots tonight.
Yes, he has been. Not feeling it. Got to get to the basket.
Bryce Jones settles for the long two.
And that's easy to say, harder to do. When you play, listen, as a former basketball player, when you playing more than twice back-to-back, even back-to-backs hurt. But when you playing more than 2-3 days in a row, it really does something to your body no matter how what kind of shape you in, no matter how good you feel. 4 games in 4 days is a lot for any athlete.
And the Ohio Valley Conference, the first to crown a champion. Send the first to the tournament. And we'll know that 1 week from Saturday.
Ooh,
and an offensive foul on Langston, and he's done. That is 5 on the senior.
Good call by the referee. That's the 3rd foul he's picked up in a similar fashion, extending that left arm. You know, instead of, as a post player, we tell them, gentlemen, we hear the thing, possession over position, which means they teach big fellas now just extend your arm, hold the guy off, and just to receive the ball. But what I teach is booty back. Like I said earlier, put your booty back on the gentleman, then let the ref see your hands, they can't call foul. Then you can get the ball and make a good play. But right now, Wayne Langston's useless for his ball club right now. One of the most important players on their team. I don't know if we can call that a hug or the gentleman just, trying to make his way over the screen. But, refs made a call. Got to respect it. Easton always didn't take advantage of him.
So he's playing with 4. Moss through the lane and again can't finish. The lob from Trey Anderson. And again, Mark, they've been playing without Cornell Johnston now for 4 minutes. And he is checking back into this game because the offense has gone to a standstill. They've had 4 turnovers in those 4 minutes.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Bringing your point guard back in this game, getting your team settled, back in the natural positions, helps this Panthers ball club.
Croaker, short on the 3.
Now Murray State's becoming a strictly one-on-one jump shooting ball club. Need to run your offense, get passing, get cutters, going through the lanes. Don't just settle. Murray State has 5 guards on the floor. Look for Trey Anderson. He's had it going all game, but look for him to really get it going.
T-Son with 4 on the clock. Turns. And that's all he can do.
Panthers have to realize Murray State has 5 guards on the floor. We got to play through Trey Anderson. He's had it going all game. Why stop now, especially with Wayne Langston on the bench?
All right, so you said earlier, go through Langston. Where are you going now?
You got to go to Croaker, drive and kick, getting something going to the rim. I know you're down, but don't settle for these threes. Croker's down, looks to be hurt.
Yeah, Bryce Jones knocked in
his ankle. This Panther ball club needs to look to get that ball into Trey Anderson with guards on him.
5 on the shot clock. T-Son, the triple.
The freshman putting down the open 3. Lead up to 10. Murray State ball club got to get something going to the rim. But got to capitalize. Good move by Croaker. Got to make that. Panthers slow the tempo. Maybe look to get something going to Trey Anderson on the post.
Why not? He's got 22.
Yeah. He's asking for it. He's begging for it. Give me the ball. I got guards on him. To be honest, I don't blame him.
And that foul on Croaker. That's his 4th. Conference tournament next week. They're going to have to play on Wednesday. But if they close this out, they'll finish the regular season winning 9 of their last 13 games. And maybe a force next week when they get to Nashville.
Yes, if you get the early matchup with Eastern Illinois, you don't want to see that because this team has really have the momentum going. The coach found who he needed to go to. late in the game to kind of get the game going for them. And that's a matchup nightmare for whoever gets them first round in the OVC.
Now they do have to close this one out. They played Southeastern Missouri over the weekend. They had a double-digit lead. They struggled to close it out because of free throws. Got a double-digit lead, trying to close it out here tonight. McGee off the glass, and Nick Reynolds high for the rebound.
Yeah, but you know, one thing that's got going, their offense has been pretty good, but their defense has been even better. They're really forcing Murray State to shoot a lot of contested jumpers and bad shots.
Using clock as well, taking it under 10 on the shot clock. McReynolds gets the roll. Demetrius McReynolds has 15.
It's a prime example what I told him. I could have settled for the jump shot, but decided to get to the rim.
And a prime example of the defense you were just talking about.
Yeah, good D.
And Bryce Jones is down because he ran into the basket.
Yeah, ran into the basket. Basket got the best of it. You know, very difficult. It's very difficult for Murray State's coach, McMahon, to find who to go down to in foul trouble.
And foul, and that'll send Eastern Illinois to the line as we take a look at tonight's Buick player of the game. Trey Anderson with 22 points and 5 rebounds tonight, our Buick player of the game.
2 for 3 from three-point. And he's not known as a three-point shooter. That's how you know he had his game working tonight, hitting 2 or 3 from three-point land.
He only had 3 coming into the game all year.
Exactly.
Kuligowski hits the first. The largest lead of the game for Eastern Illinois. And Mark, this has not been the easiest of places to win the last 15 or 20 years. They did go to the tournament right at the turn of the century. But if they win tonight, they're going to finish with above 500 record in OVC play in back-to-back years for the first time since 2000 and 2001. That is a long time to go without back-to-back conference winning seasons.
Yes, it is. You know, the coach doing a good job. He lost some players last year, got some this year, got a couple of seniors. You know, they're just playing good ball. They're playing good chemistry, you know. Good chemistry, finding ways to win. No matter who's on the roster, next man up.
A deep team. I mean, we've seen a lot tonight. Muldoon, Kuligowski, even Diallo, Tison. Thought he was hit, no foul call, then back come the Racers.
That's what I heard too from here.
Seymour left alone for 3. And it's back to 11.
They just in sync. It's a well-oiled machine. They're in sync.
Croaker can't foul. He's got 4. And they need him on the floor if they have any shot of a comeback in the last 2 minutes. Bryce Jones also has 4 fouls. They'll play straight up here. 10 seconds on this possession. Kuligowski at the buzzer. An opportunity to get it back to single digits.
And he got fouled on that play.
Seymour to Moss lays it in.
Kuligowski got hit in the arm on that play.
McReynolds to the rack. And Bryce Jones just picked up his 5th.
That's a Brown. G. McGee's going to have to play point forward for him.
And again, free throw problems here in the second half. Eastern Illinois first half, 9 of 10. Second half, 6 of 13 at the line.
Just want to change the pace.
Barely 7 of 14. Seymour. Moss, and he's fouled by McReynolds.
Ball's able to get some good position, go in there and fight for the ball. With a minute 21 left. Game's not over. Down 10, plenty of time. Clock is stopped. Put down 2 free throws on D, down 8.
We Blake Norman back in. He is a much better free throw shooter than Trey Anderson.
They're from Murray to double team out of bounds here. Try to get a quick steal.
So it's down to 8. And cut it in half in just a minute. And Seymour gives the foul to Cornell Johnston. So they're going to play this out as long as they can because, again, remember, if Murray State loses tonight, Tennessee Martin locks up the 2 seed in the OVC tournament next week. Belmont has already locked up the top seed. So the Bruins guaranteed the double bye to the semifinals. And the Skyhawks watching this one with anticipation.
Murray State has to come down and get a quick bucket. 2 players fouled out. Got to come down and get a quick bucket, get a foul, stop the clock. G. McGee's playing point for him.
McGee for 3, rolls that home, and a timeout taken. 1 left.
No turnovers. Get the ball into Johnson's hand and be prepared to get fouled.
Get it to McReynolds, back to Kulagowski. Johnston.
Now Murray has to foul.
They almost got the steal, and then they get the foul. It is on McGee.
Benefit of having a guard that could break the press by himself with his speed. You lack the height, but you got the speed. He did a good job breaking that press. Beat 4 guys. Got the ball down the court and made a pass and able to get it back off a turnover.
He hit the last 2, but he is not necessarily your prototypical good free throw shooter for a point guard. Just 65% on the year.
Yeah,
and he missed them both.
This Eastern Illinois team is not a good free throw shooting team, period.
McGee. The pressure outside. Down to 35. The long 3 for McGee. And Kulagowski the board, and he's fouled by Jeffrey Moss. So good perimeter defense. Forced a deep triple for the Racers.
Yes, not giving up that long 3 open look to the Murray State guards.
And again, a Murray State loss, despite the fact that they play Martin on Saturday at home. The Skyhawks would wrap up the West Division because they hold all the tiebreakers. Now, Eastern Illinois took an 18-17 lead tonight, Mark, with 10.5 to go in the opening half. And the Panthers have led the rest of the way.
Yes. Panthers played tremendous ball, kind of letting it go a little bit, getting it back in. You know, Panthers are going big. They took Johnson out, put Trey Anderson in. They got 5 a little bit longer players to defend the 3-point shot.
Off the heel. Muldoon the rebound. And Murray State not done just yet. 1 last foul. But that might just wrap it up here tonight for the Panthers with 22.5 to go.
Yes, if these Panthers get knocked down free throws, kind of close it out. They struggled. Kind of close it out. So Bryce Jones out now. G. McGee, their point forward is out. So if for Croaker or Seymour to kind of bring the ball up and try to get a quick 3.
G. McGee fouled out as well. So A.J. Patty makes his first appearance. Patrick Muldoon, 12 points. That ties a career high. And the freshman out of Kansas has set a career high with 13 tonight off the bench.
Stepped up, got contribution from everybody. Starters to the bench. Everyone's played well for Eastern Illinois.
And Coach McMahon has called off the Dogs. Eastern Illinois had lost 5 straight in the series, but they snapped that tonight. The Panthers on senior night. And Coach Spoonhour takes the last time out.
He wants to get his seniors in.